Hey, I want to show you guys a couple quick tricks with using a catch and release trap. I've used these a lot over the years, and I guess the first thing is when you're doing it, always remember your safety with it. If you're trapping a wild animal or even a tame animal, you trap a cat, and they can come out pretty pissed off. So anything you trap, you always want to be careful around. Don't let yourself get too close to the edges. You'd be surprised how fast a raccoon can get its paw through that seemingly little opening and try and get a hold of you. So what I want to show you is if you are going to do a catch and release where you're going to try and catch Rocky Raccoon and you don't have the heart to kill him, you want to let him go, first off what you got to do is you need to check your local laws to see what's allowed and what's not allowed, and then you got to make a decision, because a lot of places, if you do a catch and it's considered varmint, or if it's a pest animal like a skunk or a possum or a coon, they don't want you releasing that. You can release it back into your local area. So like where I live, I've got a farm down the road. It's in the same community, in the same city, that I believe falls underneath the laws here in Ohio that I could release the animals there. But I'm not allowed to catch a coon here in my yard and then jump in my truck and drive 20 miles out to my buddy's farm and release it there. That's actually against the law. They don't want you doing that, because you're transporting disease. So anyways, what I want to show you, if you're going to do catch and release, I've seen people release them before, and they're up close like this, and there's a safety catch at the end of these cages like this. You have to lift up, and then this pulls back, okay? So I actually have seen guys release coons that are all pissed off, and they're lifting it up like this, got the leather gloves on, but they're right here. And typically when a coon comes out of a cage, they're headed as fast away from you as they possibly can go. I've never seen one turn around, but I don't want to be right here when they turn around if they ever decide they're going to turn around, because I did see a possum do that once. So I don't want to have that situation where an animal turns around on you. So I want to be away from it. So when I did a release once, the way I did it is I just grab a stick or a little board or something, and you put it underneath this right here. What that does is that brings your safety up. And then I had it on the ground, and I actually just climbed up in the bed of my pickup, had the string like this, and you just kind of pull on it. And then as you pull, you'll start to, the cage is going to be weighted down with the weight of the animal. As you pull, it'll start to come up like that. That's pretty much all they need, a cat or a coon. But once they see that open up that much, they're going to go. So, this is a way that you can, and I just use some heavy-duty twine, and you need to get, I would make sure you're some distance from it so that, you're not around when they take off. That's the way I like to handle my live trap like that. Another thing that I do, sometimes I'll use like tuna fish or something as a bait. It will bring in a cat sometimes, but one of the reasons why I like to use a can is I like to can tuna fish because you can throw some water in there. And I know it sounds stupid. It's some of you are probably going, what the hell, man? You're going to kill it anyways. The point is I don't want something sitting there in the heat without having something to drink. So it's just how I do it. So I always will put like a can of tuna in there, and I just put my bait in there, and they always eat it. They always eat whatever's in there. And then, so I always throw a little water in there, You're not allowed to keep an animal in a cage more than 24 hours. I wouldn't want to anyways. That's inhumane. You trap them, you deal with it. You don't leave them sitting there like that. To set these, you're going to do a lift up here. This comes up. This one got the string around it. There's a little, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a little L-shaped bracket here. It just hooks underneath the hook like that. That has now set this up. So if the animal comes in here and it steps on it, you got it. And it's that simple. The bait always goes to the rear of the cage. Don't put the bait on the trap. Don't put it as far back as you can. You want them walking over top of that release to make the cage close. So I'll show you again. It's basically real simple. Up. Now this trap here, this is just a cheaper one. You can get the more expensive ones that are like the galvanized. I got this kit here. It came with this and a smaller one for like 25 bucks. Tractor Trailer Supply was getting rid of them. These are made by a company called Avantech. And again, the animal comes in, you got it. So, all right, I'll hope this helps you guys out. And again, if you're working around an animal like this, as thick leather gloves as you can get, get some heavy-duty leather gloves. They have a bite shield on here so they can't get through it, but you always just want to be careful. And when you're carrying it, don't let the cage get close to your leg like that, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, they can come through that opening and they can nail you. So you always kind of carry it out away from your body and be very cognizant of where that animal is at all times in relation to your body as you're transporting it. All right, hey, hope this helps. You take care.